Habayadei bagajing dawa na ki katu katne ki kenhun sang bhalang bat ki wei ki kenhun ba pher ban pen kala biang lane ban weng shwai ka MOU ka badang shudap ban yasoi hapdang ki mentri jong ka Meghalaya bat Assam na kaliang mentri RANGBAH ka jelau Konrad Konggal sangma ulaong ban penbit penbiang sasisen halor kamat uput usam ye ki jaka ki baladap ban yasoi ye ka MOU ka bamla longshu Henry Baro ki jaka ki baladan hakamam haka kaipot ka bala penbiang da ka sorkar baladam haus nam hajar khatway jong baro pulai tli kishnong ki baladap ban penbeng komba puway tli kenwan shaka Meghalaya bat tli ken le shaka Assam wei pat ki jaka ki baklam don hakane ka jingye ki dei kishnong ki baklam sha kan thop hakane ka kaipot ka bala penbet penbiang da ka sorkar ka barim Ulaong ru ban pen kentup biang ki kishnong ki baklam sha kentup haus nam hajar khatway kata kadai ke bamla long bat kane kan wanra ka jing ru ban batai ya ka Assam halor ka jing wanra kishnong ki baklam kentup ha ka thup badon ka jing kaja kabala penbet penbiang haus nam hajar khatway.
Quite unhappy about it.
Which groups?
It was also from both areas, like headmen and traditional heads.
There was no appointment as such. So if I give appointments, then obviously I meet, but it's difficult for me to, have a, meet everybody because I've got scheduled reviews, I've got scheduled meetings and programs. So if they ask for appointment, we will give a time. And I would urge through you that it would be easier and better for them also and for me also if official appointment is sought. And I'd be definitely happy to meet. I don't say no to anybody. But whenever I have a lot of programs and meetings to complete, the reviews to be done, then I'm not able to, have a just open office to anybody. It's difficult, though I would like to, but I have other lot of responsibilities. So I would request them to definitely take a official time and appointment, and I'll be happy to.
So, what will you do? You cannot force them.
It is exactly our point. Again, as I said, there are two sides of the story which you have to understand. I'm repeating myself because I think there's still a confusion with what is there. Number one is that there was a list of villages which Meghalaya demanded. There were 23 villages in that list. There was no 24 village, no 25, no 26. There were 23 villages. Out of these 23 villages, when we went, 21 villages said they want to be with Meghalaya, and Assam accepted it. 2 villages said they want to be with Assam, and that's why Meghalaya accepted it. So what you're saying is right. We went for a referendum, we asked the people, and the people's will was there. Now these additional villages that you're talking about, which are now saying that they also want to be with Meghalaya, was never in the list of the 23 villages demanded by Meghalaya in 2011. So my question to you, I'm putting this question to you, how do I now demand for those villages? It should have been put in 2011. If it had been put in 2011, maybe I would have got it back. Maybe I would have been able to bring it. But it's very difficult for me today to convince Assam that please include this more, because tomorrow they will say, well, how many more will you keep increasing?
But why do you want to go to the past?
For the second phase will start somewhere in between June and July. Are you also on the same page, or what's the status?
Yes, we have had a discussion. We have been always discussing about this issue, and we want this issue, as I said, to be resolved, because we feel that it's been a long time and people of this border area have been suffering. We are tentatively working on that time frame, but we have not come to an actual date. But as you're aware that we keep discussing this issue time and again, even at a personal level when we talk to each other. And so we are not waiting as such for June, July. The official talks may start during that time, but in the process we are already discussing a lot of things on a one-to-one level, because we'd like to see that the best solution, as I said, can be reached. So let's hope for the best.
Beyond the MOU.
This MOU signed between Assam and Meghalaya as illegal, citing that the state government in Meghalaya cannot transfer tribal land to Assam. What do you have to say?
We're not, I don't know with basis of this entire point that they're mentioning, but here we are looking at administrative control. And as I said, once the parliament decides, then it will go ahead with things. So therefore, right now, the situation is that we have identified the villages and the rough area which should be there. The Survey of India will now go into the actual, inch by inch calculation, which tree, which stream, which building should be in which site. That will be the second exercise. And once that is complete, then it will go to Parliament. And when Parliament ratifies it, then it will be fully authenticated. And therefore, in that situation, it is the highest body in the House that's going to pass it. So I don't see any reason why it should not be accepted.
So the Assam.
Is that yes, we understand the sentiments and we understand that people are concerned about this issue. So are we. But as I said, we do have our limitations because this exercise started in 2011 and the map was drawn by the then government in 2011. The villages that should be in Meghalaya were mentioned by the then government in 2011. So it's difficult for me to increase those and include new areas and include new map and change the boundary that was demanded from 2011 to 2022. And that's the limitation that I have.
So the vote.
One at a
There are
time.
indication that there are indication that these people might go for legal recourse.
Yes.
In such a scenario, this has been pending for over 50 years. So do you think it will cause unnecessary hurdle for the?
Well, I cannot say on what basis they will go. That they are free to go, that and they have right to go for legal recourse. But I want to reiterate my stand, saying that from an emotional point of view, I do agree that they want to be with Meghalaya. But as I said, the reason why we are not able to take this forward is because those villages were never in the list of the disputed villages when the report was submitted in 2011. So therefore, I have limitations. I can stick to the demand of 2011, not beyond that. And today to say that I have changed and I have left those areas out is completely wrong. It was left out in 2011 only, when the maps were made, when the villages were listed. I didn't leave them out. It was left out in 2011. So I can't change that today because it is not proper. Government is government. The report submitted in 2011 is valid even today. So I guess the proper way would be to ask the then government in 2011 that why did those villages, why were they never included in the map? And so now if somebody would go for a legal course, well, it's their right to go for it. I don't know how the outcome will be and what the way will be, but as I said, at this point in time, we stuck with the 2011 demand and we were able to get almost 98% of those areas into Meghalaya and 2 villages, in terms of number of villages, and 2 villages out of the 23 villages have gone to Assam. And the other villages also which are being mentioned are above the or outside the map that was drawn in 2011. Now, that cannot be changed by us now because the demands were already set at that point in time and lines were drawn. So it is difficult for us to change that at this point in time.